What's up, my cool dudes? I'm Dylan Dude, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. But before I begin today, I have an apology. I know I said that I'd have the updated Auto Eyes build this week, but just short one card, and the guy that was supposed to get it off didn't show up to locals yesterday. Show up to locals this week, so... And with that being said, I'm going to do a deck profile on my Hunder deck. It is a pretty fun deck. It makes quick rank 4 plays, and it's all about attacking your opponent's life points directly and getting various effects off. So without further ado, I'll get started. Alright, I run 3 Watt Giraffe. Giraffe is a 1200 beater. It can attack directly, and when this card inflicts battle damage by direct attack, my opponent can not activate spells, traps, or spell and trap effects or monster effects until the end of the phase of the turn. So if this attacks first and gets an attack off, your opponent cannot do anything to stop you afterward. If they don't mirror force your giraffe, they can't mirror force you then. They don't stop your giraffe's attack, they can't do it. So giraffe's really just a way to make sure you actually get damage off, and that you actually do that. It just gets the damage off. So next card I run is 3 copies of What Cobra. What Cobra has the same, all What monsters have the same ability, well, most of them have the same ability where you can attack directly. And when Cobra inflicts battle damage via direct attack, I can add a What monster from my deck to my hand, so I get to search out Giraffe, I get to search out another Cobra, I get to search out Pheasant. Really just whichever one of the 3 I need for the situation, because they are the only 3 monsters I've run. Only What monsters I run. So for What Pheasants, I do run 3 of them as well. With What Pheasant, when this card inflicts spell damage by a direct attack, I can target 1 card on the field, banish it until the end phase. So if they've got an Xyz monster such as what's a good example? I'm trying to think of a good example here. Well, let's say they've Honor Rocked a very good combo piece of yours. You can go. So let's say no, Honor Rock's probably not the best example. Do I have anything in here that might be a good example? I guess not. Well, What Pheasant can just banish problematic Xyz monsters until the end of turn, getting rid of their Xyz materials, getting rid of attack buffs like Dark Rebellion will get. It's just a way to inflict damage and banish problematic cards so they become less of a threat. Next monsters I run, this is a Hunder build, so I run triple Ma Hunder and triple Pa Hunder. Well, with Ma Hunder and Pa Hunder, when they're summoned, once per turn you get an additional normal summon. But it has to be a light thunder type monster, that's the only downside. So it just makes rank 4 plays, or it can make level 8 synchro plays. It really does. It allows you to go for extra plays that could save you. Last monster I've run 3 of is Thunder Seahorse. With Thunder Seahorse, I can discard this card, add 2 copies of a light Thunder type monster from my deck to my hand, And I can only use that effect once per turn, but I can't special summon the turn I use this effect, so I can pitch this, search out 2 copies of my Hunder, whatever I need for next, whatever I need, and I do run triple Friendly Roar and Wabaku and Messenger a piece in here, so chances of them getting an attack off and destroying my combo pieces by next turn are pretty unlikely. Let's see, next I run 2 Violent Prism. Violent Prism is the main tuner monster of the deck. It's level 4, so, and all the other monsters are level 4, so if this card is in my monster card zone, or if it's sent to a graveyard, I can pay 500 life points and target one face-up monster I control. Equip this card to it. Then if the equipped monster attacks or is attacked, it gains 1,000 attack points during the damage step. So it's really good. Most of the time I just use it for Scrap Dragon's effect. Just take that out, take something else out. Take that out, take my opponent's problematic cards out, like back row, I don't know. Yeah, I guess back row is probably the big one I use it for. Plus that attack buff can really do wonders if it's something like if I make something like Stardust Dragon. Final monster I run is 2 copies of Honest. Honest is just your basic light monster hand trap. Let's see. During the damage, if it plays damage step, when a light monster I control battles, I can send this card from my hand to the graveyard. The monster I control gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster that's battling until the end phase. So just since all the monsters in this deck are relatively weak, it does help a lot with getting those points that you need to beat over. Stupid fly, get away from my video set. Anyway, that's the final monster I've run. As for spells, I run 3 copies of Messenger of Peace. Messenger of Peace, monster with 1500 more attack cannot declare an attack, but downside is during each of my standby phases I have to pay 100 life points or destroy this card. It's not that too big of a cost, but it can add up over time. I just use this to stall until I get my combo pieces ready, since most monsters these days do have over 1500 attack, which makes Messenger of Peace a really, really good card. For consistency, I run triple pot of Duality. Duality is just standard. Reveal just helps consistency, and you've got cards like Messenger of Peace, Friendly Roars, Wabaku to stall out, so losing your special summoning for the turn is really not that big of a deal. 2 recycling batteries. This is just to get back cards. And all the Thunder monsters in my deck have less than 1500 attacks, so I can easily get anything I need back from the graveyard with recycling batteries. Finally, for spells, I run 2 MST for back row hate, and then 2 Dark Hole for just getting over problematic monsters. For traps, I run 3 copies of Threatening Roar. Threatening Roar is just to stop attacks and damage. Same with the 3 Wabaku. Pretty much the same thing as Threatening Roar. These 6 cards really do help out with stalling after I use Duality or Thunder Seahorse. Okay, that's it for main. I'll move on to extra. I run 2 Starleech Paladynamo. With Paladynamo, I can detach 2 XYZ materials from this card to target one face-up monster my opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0 and its effects are negated. And if Paladynamo is destroyed, I can draw a card. So It's really just to make big beaters null and void, pretty much. Then I can attack into deal a little damage. If Pal Dynamo gets destroyed, I get a free draw. It's not that big of a deal. Next up, I run 2 Constellar Omega. Omega is a decent card in itself. Like, once per turn, I can detach, during in-play turn, I can detach one Xyz material from this card. All Constellar monsters I control are unaffected by spell and trap card effects this turn. So he's the only Constellar monster I run, but giving himself that immunity is just really good. Helps me get... It's only got 2,400 attack points, unfortunately, but it can really help. Because my opponent wants to... If my opponent brings a Quaking on me, I can detach to save him. So at least I have something to defend my life points with next following turn when they try and destroy him, get rid of all mine. For one-offs now, I run 1 number 80, Rhapsody and Berserk, just to banish problematic cards from the graveyard. 1 Sky Pegasus. With Sky Pegasus, I can detach 1 Xyz material, target 1 card of my opponent, target 1 face or monster my opponent controls, destroyed. And unless my opponent pays 1,000 life points, this effect goes through. So pretty much they're gonna have to pay 1,000 life points, otherwise lose one of their key resources, and that's not a during either player's turn effect, which would be super broken if it was, and would see more play. 1 Maestroke to Symphony Djinn. Maestroke's just a really good defensive wall because he's got 2,300 defense points. And when he would be destroyed, I could detach an Xyz material instead. So he does really save himself, and I can also detach an Xyz material to flip most of my opponent controls face downs. So it's really just a defensive card, otherwise I can just flip something face down, get rid of any attack buffs. Which is really good. 1 Photon Papilla Operative. I can detach an Xyz material, flip 1 face down, and most of my opponent controls face up. And if it does, it loses 600 attack points. Okay. 1 Satellarknight Deltaros. Deltaros is just in case I need a heavy hitter to destroy something. And once per turn, I can detach 1 Xyz material, target 1 card on the field, destroy it. It's a decent card, I must say. Then I run the Utopia package of Lightning and just normal Utopia, just to help push for game. And finally, final Xyz I run is Gemini Pearl, just a 2,600 beater. If I'm playing Evil Swarms and they make Orpheon, this is, aside from Utopia, if I've already used Lightning, Gemini Pearl can just beat over Orpheon. Okay, for Synchros I run 1 Stardust Dragon. Stardust Dragon's always been one of my favorite Synchro monsters. And if a card or cards would be destroyed, I can tribute Stardust Dragon, negate the activation of that effect that destroys cards, destroyed that card itself. And then special summon Stardust Dragon back from the grave during the end phase. It's a really good card in my opinion. It's a bit underplayed now because there's Zodiacs in the meta now. I couldn't use that excuse a week ago. I don't know what it's just really underplayed now. Next I'll run 1 Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon's just for that Crimson Blade, just for that play I was telling you about with Violent Prism. Equip the Violent Prism to the Scrap Dragon, pop the Violent Prism, pop something on my opponent's field. It really does work wonders in the deck, and it's just a basic combo you can get off. Final extra deck card I run is 1 Crimson Blader. Most cards do run level 5 or higher monsters these days, so Crimson Blader. If If it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, my opponent can't special summon level 5 or higher monsters from my neck during their next turn. So all I have to do is go Crimson Blader, take out one of their monsters. They can't summon level 5 or higher next turn, so it shuts down. Doesn't shut down Zodiac, but does shut down ABC, which is a deck I have seen a lot of. Which is a deck I have played myself, and I do a deck profile on it, but I'm missing a couple of cards for that still. But anyway, that is the deck. This is my Hunder deck profile. If you guys I'm really sorry. I will try my best to get the Odd Eyes deck profile to you guys next week. But if you guys enjoyed this video, could you please show your appreciation by smashing that like button down below, and I will catch you guys next time.